So today is a little different. I don't have drills for you guys. Rather, I have like a concept lesson where I'm trying to explain a really important concept that's actually, I wouldn't say it's new, but it's something that's not talked about. It's called leading with the chest. And so how I'm going to explain this, the best way is through example. So as you guys are sitting or standing, whatever, hopefully you're not listening to this while you're driving. As you're sitting, just I want you to move your head to the left and then move your head to the right. Okay, now do it again, left and right. Now, what I want you to do is move your chest to the left, and then move your chest to the right, move your chest to the left, move your chest to the right. Okay, so what's the difference between moving your head to the left and moving your chest to the left? Well, your head, when you can move your head, your chest usually stays in the same spot. Whereas if you move your head is going to follow, and typically your hips are going to follow as well. So we're always told, like growing up, and I was too, like, hey, turn your head, lead with your head. Head goes first. Well, what's the biggest part of our body? It's our chest. And what do we always want square to the puck? The chest. So if we move our head, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that our chest is going to follow. So what I want you guys to do is to get in the habit of leading with your chest rather than leading with your head, because your head is going to follow your chest. And I'll show you what I mean as we get thrown forward with these videos. So I have Jimmy here. He's our fourth string guy, and so he's kind of explaining here, not rotating, but yeah, if you turn your chest, your head moves. So I kind of cut this clip short, so I apologize. So I got these videos off Instagram. I'm not trying to put any goalie coaches on blast or any of these goalies. They're both Division I guys, so they're obviously good goalies. But when they're going through their motions, their chest is behind them. And I'll explain and I'll draw lines and stuff and et cetera, et cetera. But I don't want you guys to play the way these guys are playing. I want you to try to play better. So let's just watch this drill and then play it back. So yeah, makes a good save, RVH, nothing too crazy. But what I want, so let me just draw some lines here. Hopefully everything stays and doesn't move. Okay, so there's where the shot comes from. Sorry, wrong way. There's where the shot is coming from. Okay, so when this goalie is moving, so look at his first movement. So our shot's coming from where that circle is. So we want to try to get as square as possible. Now, obviously, everything happens in segments, but look where his chest is. His feet are going, his chest, up ice, 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 up ice. And then now he makes a good save. He has to stretch, but it takes him a very long time to get his chest towards the puck or towards the shooter's stick. And I actually do apologize because I realized that I drew that circle where the rebound was. So, which actually doesn't help. It actually makes it even worse. Because if this is where the shot's coming from, his chest is facing up ice. As he was going through the motions, his chest is up ice, up ice, up ice, up ice. So if his chest is facing up ice, where are his hips probably facing? Up ice. Where do your chest and hips want to face? The puck. So he's doing everything right, but his chest is this is a good example too. So say just watch it. Good. So it's a very subtle thing, but you can tell this goalie, I don't know who it is or he or she. So through their movements, like they're leading with their butt, always leading with the butt, always leading with the butt. Chest is up ice, chest is up ice, chest is up ice. No, snap the chest there. Now it finally comes across, but it's delayed. So we don't want to have that delay. We want to get in position faster. Here's another example. Chest is slow, chest is delayed. Chest, so that puck's coming from, or it's coming this way, being released from there. Chest up ice, get the chest there quicker, get the chest there quicker, chest there quicker, chest is slow. And it might seem like I'm picking or like nitpicking things, but this is like a really important concept I want you guys to understand. And when I go through the drills with Jimmy, you'll see the difference it makes when he's doing it incorrect and when he's doing it correct. So I'm just kind of explaining the concept here. Like I said, there's no drills, but the way that I'm going to break it down, where we're going to exaggerate leading with the chest before every movement, is how I want you guys to practice it. Because we're going to practice this in segments. So a segmental practice is really basically breaking a task down into different of its components, so it's subparts, and then doing them separately, and then bringing it all together. So in this case, we're just working on T pushes off the post, but leading with the chest. So I'm going to do is I'm going to emphasize turning my chest first, taking a pause so that my body gets used to that feeling of leading with the chest, and then pushing off. And as we go, as you get better, you can have less pause, and then eventually no pause in your movements. But we want to build those habits, and we have to start with learning to do it correctly so that we're not implementing bad habits, we're implementing good habits. So same thing. So now, as I'm explaining to Jim, if I just lead with my head, watch when I get set, there's extra movement in my feet. We want to eliminate that extra movement. So see how I have to, catch my glove side edge and then readjust? We don't want that. We want to be smooth and quick. Whereas when I lead with the chest, I get square and set every time. So for him, I'm emphasizing just that motion of the chest. He has to turn. So let me just skip ahead here. So same thing. Good. So this is the drill that I run through. So if you guys want a drill, I didn't write it out, but I explained. So you're going to be on the post. Chest is going to lead to the angle. You're going to pause. 1, 2, explode out. So let me just rewind a bit. Okay. Chest leads. Go. And then we're just doing all 3 corners. Chest leads. Good. And you get set quicker and faster. So then once you get used to it, you can start leading with the chest and eliminating that pause. Still got it, boys. Maybe it's going to retirement. With those Canadian Tire flavor skates I'm wearing right now. Tongues out, of course. So pause, step out. And the thing too, we talked about how our chest is attached to our hips. Right now, he's pretty over-aggressive with his back, his lead leg. But when he squares up his chest, watch his lead leg. It always comes in. But he's not coming in by curling his ass. He's coming in by leading with the chest, which is getting his chest in position, which means his hips and knees are following. And now he's getting square quicker, faster, and earlier. He has a lot less happy feet or extra movement in his feet. So now we're going to try to take away that pause. Logo, good. And the way you can watch this, like when you guys record yourself, I want to see that logo moving first to the puck. Logo to the puck first. Good, so that one's right behind. Logo, good, that one was good. So this is just a different angle, so I can show you guys, just especially on this one. So like the most distance will probably move. Oops,
Looks like catches his edge here. So the most distance probably move is say from the blocker post up on the 45 on the glove side. So what I want to see is that really that chest, that logo facing the camera. So imagine the camera or what you guys are watching right now is where the puck would be. I want to see that logo first. I don't want that logo delayed. So there, good. Now he sees the logo. He's set. He's going to pause. He's going to step out. Now he's square. So logo. Good.
That's the explanation. Perfect. I'll cut.
Let me skip ahead. You guys don't want to hear me talking to myself about nonsense. All right. So now, okay, it's all fine and dandy when we're moving on our feet. Can we do this on our knees? Yes, like the videos we watched about the college guys. We're going to do the same thing when you slide, and we're going to break up our movements the same way. So in this one, we're starting the 45 and we're sliding. But before we slide, I want you guys to turn that chest, pause, and then explode. And then when we start to take away that pause, you'll start to feel better and better.
So
So that's what I don't want. So right now I'm going to explain what I don't want, and what a lot of guys will do is like, hey, so they're moving to this puck right here. They'll have this big like butt swing in order to move. Like it's just this big over push, and like look where the chest is facing. Chest is facing nowhere. Then so much net, tons of 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 net, and then finally they start to take up net. That just takes too long. Takes way too long. That's how you get beat. But if we leave the chest, obviously I'm not sliding, but you can see my chest is there faster. It's a much quicker movement, and I'm sliding square the whole time. I'm not leading with my ass. Good. So like that's a much better slide.
this is your shot. Overemphasize. Slide.
Good. So you can see like his hips automatically turn. He's not trying to move his hips. His chest is bringing his hips. So once we get in the habit of leading the chest, leading our chest towards the puck, our hips are going to move towards our puck. The puck.
Slide, leave your chest.
Good. So logo first. So now I asked him to do something without leading with the chest. You can see like his slide is just like staggered. He's out of position. Like he doesn't have control when he slides. Okay, so now we're doing the same thing, but now it's from a butterfly position. Same concept. So when you're power pushing, same thing. Turn the chest, lead with the chest, push. So this is the way that a lot of guys will push. If they don't lead with the chest, like even though they should be pushing across on the angle, they'll push like straight across. And we've all done it. I did it many times too. But so instead of leading the chest, they just don't get that edge, and they rely on the angle of their foot to turn them. And so they push up ice and they're not square the puck. Where this is avoided, and it's less pressure on your ankles and knees, is when you snap the chest, it rotates your hips. Now you slide in position. Good. And this is just a concept practice, so don't worry if you make mistakes or it feels awkward. Honestly, it should feel awkward because it's new. Because for the most part, I bet a lot of you guys haven't been taught this, and so it's going to feel new, and that's all right.
Okay. All right. Pardon? No shot to start.
It's the same thing. We're just going the other side. Pause. Good. Good. Better slide. Good. So now he's eliminating that pause. I gave him 3 pause reps, 3 no pause. Good. Now he's getting better slides. And so I think, oh, my bad. So now we're doing the same thing with the butterfly, the other side. So butterfly, pip, chest, pause, push. Down, chest, pause, push.
No pause. Good. I want to see that logo. Good.
So it might seem awkward with the pause and everything. Trust me, as we get used to it and it becomes second nature, you're going to notice this in your game.
Let's do that with some pucks. 3 with the pause.
Okay, so now we're going to get the same thing, but I'm just going to add shots. Honestly, nothing special about it. We're doing the exact same pattern, but we're just adding shots so that you guys can kind of see and tell it, and kind of get used to the difference of how much more square and how much earlier you're arriving on shots. So the drills we just did are exactly the same. We're just adding shots to them. So we're still going to go through with the pause. Net, Jamie. He was actually late on that rep, so we can watch. So he leads with his butt first on this rep, and I want you guys to see this, see the difference. Actually, I'm going to go all back to the first. I want you to see the difference between the middle rep, where he's not leading with his butt, obviously different position, and then this is the next rep where he actually leads with the butt, and so it's in correct way of what we're supposed to do. You see that logo's first. Now this one is logos late. So small details, but they add up. Okay, so now the same thing. Now we're just doing slides.
That's your call. Ready? So here, turn your chest. Go.
So I'm giving him a cue. He's gonna turn, pause. I yell go. That's when he goes.
Chest, pause, go.
So I could honestly probably be a bit longer on my pause. That's on me.
Chest, pause, go.
So I should be a bit longer on my pause. That's my fault. So now he's gonna do 3 without the pause.
Go.
Good. So there, another one. He's late. Look at the way he slides. His butt leads first. He does not have a smooth slide. Good. So he's late. He's out of position.
Turn your chest.
But this one, I believe this one, he goes quicker. Better. See how much more square he is?
One more. Turn your chest.
Plus, when you're more square, your hands are square. It's easier to catch pucks and slide.
3 with the pause. Go.
Yes, this side, well done. You can see he really gets that chest over.
Go.
Good. And because he's so square, he can have active hands because his head and eyes are on the puck.
No pause.
And once you get the ability to have really good active hands in your slide, you're going to make a ton of saves. Like, obviously, we don't want to slide a lot because if you're sliding, it means usually you're behind the play. But if you're able to be adaptive in that slide, you know, that's the kind of things that take you to the next level.
Good set. Pause. Go. 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 Good. No pause. Push. Push. Good. Last one. Push. Set. Nice and square. Push. Good.
Same thing, nothing fancy, just practicing. And you can take this concept to the chest. Obviously, I want this to make all your movements, but you guys can come up with any drills or any patterns, or even when you're doing just the other drills that we're going to give you from the previous weeks or the upcoming weeks. You should always be thinking, leave with the chest, leave with the chest, leave with the chest, until it becomes second nature.
Push. All right. Just